Welcome back. We're talking tennis, and of course, this time around, the opportunity to listen to these young stars. Presently, she's in Morocco, playing in their own inter-club championship. They don't have a league like you have right here in Nigeria. She also has a take concerning the National Tennis League.
Because normally I don't come to Nigeria a lot, but I had to come from last year. I started coming because my team was in this league, and it's a great honor because I don't get to play a lot of senior tournaments because I'm not around. But because of this league, I get to see more on the intakes of the Nigerian players here, and it's been really nice. I think normally where I stay in Morocco, we don't have a league like this. We only have a inter-club championship. But here, the league has been really convincing, like most of the senior players, every player has a team. So it really helps most of them to get in the tournaments and play. And because you play almost up to 5 or 6 months of traveling around, it helps in every way. I think the only way they can make it better is maybe increase the prize money, and maybe it will help more players to be determined, because every year there are more teams participating, and I'm sure there will be much more teams next year. I think we have upcoming talents, because like right now we have Mary Love Edwards. She's 12 years old. She has a very bright future ahead. We have a lot of other players coming up, but we have not heard of them because of less junior tournaments in Nigeria. But I'm sure that we will have good players in the future. For every sportsman, we need education because it's a backup plan. Every time, like right now, I don't have a serious injury, thank God, but I'm just saying, in case of other people who had injuries and they could not play tennis anymore, at least they will have school to fall back on. So I think it's really important to have school.
As you know, there, she's just 14 years old, and of course, the way she's talking simply means she will be able to blend education and sports. I love that other aspect that she talked about. When you end up not becoming a big tennis star, that's something you have to fall back on. That's education. So that's why she's really not playing with it. Good advice there for youngsters who are trying their hands in sports. In case you just can't make it big, cut it out big, in the sporting world, because you know how difficult it is. You have to be at your very best to be able to make it in your career and make money out of it. Right. So why not just focus on your education? You know that when you're out of that, there's really something to fall back on.
You're spot on. Okay. Yeah, so let's move on now from tennis. Let's come back and talk. Still on the home front, we're talking about football now. The Nigerian Professional Football League Super 6 kicks off today, and it promises to be an exciting time for football lovers in the country. The league has been over for a couple of months now, and whenever the Super 6 comes around, it's just that tells you the league it's on its way back. And 6 teams will be featuring in this year's edition. Cecilia, some very, actually, all the teams
the big
are
teams.
top teams. All the big teams are part of this year's Super 6. Match day 1 fixtures are Plateau United taking on Enyimba, and Akwa United versus MFM FC. I was talking about the invited teams, Cecilia. Plateau United, Enyimba, Akwa United, MFM, Kano Pillars, and the Chan Eagles. It's the Chan Eagles that we're talking about here, because that's it's a very interesting one. There are a few people out there that believe that is that enough preparations for the team going into the African Nations Championship next year.
Not enough. That's the way I say it. But then I think it's going to be a great test for them, because overhead Salisu saying something about the fact that it's going to give him an opportunity to actually see all the players. I mean, how well they can fare, with their opponents. And the thing I'm saying is that since most of the players for Chan Eagles are from the different teams that are also participating, say about 18 of them are participating in this tournament, and they will not be playing for their own team. Clubs. They will not be playing for their clubs. And of course, I think that kind of maybe weaken the other clubs. Ikechukwu is one, for instance, that Enyimba just got. That's the player to watch it for. He can keep for Enyimba.
But they've got decent goalkeepers.
We understand that, but I'm just trying to put it side better and say maybe the teams will not really be at their very best, because some of the key players that they have will be playing for the Chan Eagles.
You're spot on. That's a very good point. And but it is what it is. They have to, they have to use a substitute players to play this game. And the good thing is, it's a preseason tournament. It's a friendly, so not a lot is riding on it. Although you have to say as well, it's an opportunity for the coaches to start to, achieve, the necessary cohesion that they need for next season and all that. But missing these players will surely affect them a bit. But they still have a bit of time to put these things together. For the Chan Eagles, Cecilia, in terms of the competition they're going to get from this club side, it remains to be seen. What we know for sure is Enyimba, MFM, Aqua United, Plateau United, the champions, they're all more than decent sides. So you expect a minimum level of competition against the Chan Eagles. It remains to be seen if it is enough for them in terms of preparations for the African Nations Championships next year in Morocco. A lot of the other countries are playing proper international. Yeah. So fingers crossed, we'll see.
Fingers crossed, we'll see.
Or perhaps the NFF might still have
maybe get one
or two more
teams.
But as it is right now, there's nothing on ground, right?
When is the championship? It's in January.
It's in January.
It's weeks away.
I know, yeah.
It's a few weeks away, so I don't think they will have that time. The time will not be there for them to do that.
So it looks like this might just
be their own. And for Salisu used to say that he wants to see how the players will react. So it simply means he may not even have another opportunity to see how far these players will go when they're playing against other nations. But it's a good one. We know the Nigerian Professional Football League, it's a very, very tough competition. Check Plateau United, for instance, in the preseason they played so far, they've been very underwhelming. They've not been performing so well. Yeah. We had MFM taking all the accolades. We have Enyimba and the other teams, Canopilas and all that. Aqua United, all of them playing so well in the previous preseasons they've been playing. But Plateau United haven't really been playing so well. So the pressure of being champions. So when you have other big teams like Aqua United, the holders of ITO Cup, playing so well, MFM who finished the second to Plateau United also playing so well. Of course, Enyimba playing so well. And for him to be able to play these teams with the 18 players, is going to pull from those same teams and other new ones. Because about 30-man squad, right? Correct. That's what he released. And if you take a look at these players, they happen to be the best that we have in the league. So if he can be able to harness it and everything, I think he will just get some decent side.